Get that one right there on the top, right there.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Tat45, and on today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to breast out a goose or geese.
1, 2, 3, jump!
Everybody eats. Everybody eats. You don't know what happened down here. ZJ, did something get murdered out here?
Alright guys, so if most of y'all been following along on my social media, you know that a few days ago I harvested a couple geese, actually 4 geese. And today I'm going to show you how to breast out the geese and also explain to you why I let the geese sit before I breasted them out. Now if you follow me, we'll go to my secret geese hiding spot. Aflac. Alright, so here we have our 4 geese that were harvested yesterday. Today I'm going to show you how to get the breast out of them. Now I want to address this question that I had yesterday on Instagram from EDC Guy. EDC Guy asked, is the breast the only part of the goose that's edible? No, it's not. However, when you have lessers, such as these, and lessers simply mean a smaller goose. Typically, people take out the breast on lessers. Now, if I had a greater, which is about 2 or 3 times the size of these geese, I would go ahead and dress that geese all the way out to look like Thanksgiving turkey. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is to get your goose and lay it on its back. As such. Next thing you're going to want to do is to remove the feathers from its chest, starting right here about right below the wings up to its shoulder, or where the wings start. You just basically want to remove the feathers. That way you're exposing the breastplate as well as both of the breasts. Once you have the breast exposed, you want to go ahead and take your knife and find the sternum, which is a hard bone that goes right down the center of the chest. You want to take your knife and drag it straight along that sternum, all the way down. It's like I said, about the bottom of the wings to where you stop pulling the feathers out. Alright, now once we have this skin split like such, we can go ahead and peel back to one side. As such. And this is going to be pretty easy. You just want to separate the meat from the skin all the way down the side of the rib cage. Alright, once you have one side separated from the meat, you go ahead and do the other side as well. Same thing, like I said, we're not pushing our fingers through the meat. We're simply sliding our fingers in there and separating the meat from the skin. Alright, so once I have that separated, I'm going to go ahead and cut along the bottom line of the skin to get it opened up, kind of like a jacket. Same thing across the top. Cut a little meat there, but that is alright. We're going to get it all off anyway. We're not about wasting nothing. All right, so that's one side I have separated from the skin. And now we have the second side separated from the skin. Go ahead and clean any of those little extra down or feathers that you may have on the breast. Alright, so once we get to this point where we have two exposed breasts, we're going to go back to that starting point, which is the sternum or the center of the chest. You're going to take your blade on it again. This time, instead of cutting directly on top of it, you want to go to either side. So we're going to start off to the left side. And what we're going to do is we're just going to follow this bone as far back as it goes. Like I say, you'll be able to feel it with your knife. If you can hear it, that's how you know when you got as far as you can. So you don't have to worry about over penetrating and hitting something else right here in this chest section. Like we said, from top to bottom, you want to make sure that's all the way separated. Then you're going to follow the breast all the way around. Like literally, you can see inside of here where the actual breast will separate from the skin right there. That thin lining. This is bone. And then that's where the breast connects. So like I said, we're going to finish following this breast along the line. And I just hit an artery in here, so a little bit of blood's going to come out. I'm going to follow that breast all the way up the top across the shoulder and back behind to where that wing connects to the rib cage. And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is one organic USDA grade A goose breast. Now, if you look into the carcass right here where we removed this first breast, this meat right here, I didn't leave anything on there. That's actually a tenderloin. So there's a breast right here, and then there's a tenderloin that sits up underneath it, right against the chest cavity. So we're gonna go ahead and take that out too. That's a really tender piece of meat. And to do that, like I said, we're just going to follow the same way right across the bone structure. I'm going to set those pieces of meat off to the side, and then we're going to go ahead and do the other side. And it's symmetrical, so we're doing the exact same thing to the right side of the bird as we did on the left side. And one thing that you want to be asking yourselves as you're watching this video, I know it may seem gruesome, may seem unnecessary to some, but like I said, the one thing you may want to be asking yourselves is if it came down to it, and I was in a situation where all the local markets were out of food and the government wasn't there to help, would I be able to do this kind of stuff on my own to ensure my family and myself sustainability? Like I said, these are important questions you want to be asking yourself while watching a lot of my hunting and harvesting videos, because that's the reason why I do all of it, to try my best to make sure that everybody else is prepared. Because whenever shit hits the fan, you can't in the slightest moment expect someone else to come and save you. It's all about survival and survival of the fittest. This is when it comes down to everybody talking about that guy who spends XYZ on ammo and has X amount of guns. Those are gonna be the guys that you wish you were real close friends with when it does happen, and it will happen. because history repeats itself. All right, guys, and like I said, it doesn't matter if you get feathers on there because we're going to rinse these off afterwards. This right here where it's really bloody and you see that hole, that's where one of the pellets hit this bird, and that's how I was able to harvest this animal and provide. We're going to do the same thing with the tenderloin on this side. Now usually what I usually do an extraordinary job of cleaning out the animal without leaving any meat on there, not wasting anything. However, if you paid attention to some of my social media, you know that we have a big pest problem out here. Not in the form of like rats or rodents, but talking about natural prey, such as a coyote. We have coyotes and foxes out here all the time. And with little kids running around, that could be a danger because they like to attack. So I'm going to leave the meat and the majority of what's on here, and I'm going to hang it on the property somewhere as bait in front of a trail cam to see what kind of action we got going on. I'm going to do that with all 4 of the geese today. I'm not going to make these look like Thanksgiving turkey. Like I said, these are not graders. These are lessers. Alright, so I went ahead and already took the feathers off of this second geese, and I went in and got another knife. Another important piece of information I left out is you want to make sure you have sharp tools that you're working with, so make the most cleanest cuts as possible. So like I said, you want to drag that knife right across that center chest like that. Then you want to separate the skin from the meat. This piece is more fatty than the other one. You see that right there on the breast? They need to hold this. Right, so same process, we're going to follow this on your side, all the way down along the chest cavity. See that cavity? So you just want to find the edge of the breast. Now this hole right here, see? Right here, that gradient, you want to stay out of there. That's where all the internals, that's all they are. You don't want to get on your meat. You can harden them off. So I'm going to create a little separation from there. Just go ahead and drive my knife all the way across this hole. Alright, got a breast right there. Go ahead and take out the other tenderloin. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. And you see this side, you can tell where it's been hit. It's really black, which means the blood has coagulated from where it was hit. I'm sure it was hit on the artery on this side. Yeah, we're just going to cut all of that coagulated blood and separate it. Yeah, so this is more of the messier side of cleaning the animal. If you don't get a clean shot on them and you hit them in the artery, like I said, it can cause internal bleeding, such as you see here, as compared to the first one that we took out. You see the difference between that? And that? Yeah, you can tell who got hit in the artery and who didn't. And then, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and get the tenderloin out of here as well. And this right here is a BB. I don't know if it's focusing in right now, but that is actually what came out of the shotgun and took this bird out of the sky. About 20 of those hit it. You want to make sure you take those out of your meat as you find them, because if you bite down on them, you can definitely lose a tooth just from biting down on one of those BBs. And I'm gonna leave a lot of this meat on this side over here and there, because like I said, it's pretty torn up. And just to show you guys the end product real quick, I ended up with 21 pounds of geese meat from breast and tenderloins. Just put down in there. But yeah, this I cleaned it. They were clean. I'm gonna rinse it off again. But that's the final product. It does not get better than that. It does not get better than that. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of me harvesting these geese. It's gonna be the last hunting related video for a while, particularly because where I live at, season closed for everything except for predatory animals. So the carcasses from the geese that I debreasted today, I'm gonna use those and try to set up and bait some of those prey so I can get that on camera for you, show how nasty these animals are. Those of you who stayed here through it and was able to stomach that, you're one leg up on the competition when it comes to you having to do this for yourself in order to ensure your family's survivability as well as yourselves. So stay tuned, guys. I got a lot more shooting related content coming up. Just getting some of this last minute stuff out of the way. And as always, you can have my guns, bullets first.